Okay, this is part one of the double track twist tie. So there's like a train track, and then they got this tie that's kind of twisting around it, going under, over, under, under, over, under, under, over, under, over. So you'll need a pen, and there is some shading, as you can see, where stuff goes under. Just as a reminder, please put a piece of scrap paper under where you're working so that you don't get important things mucked up. Alright, so I got a piece of paper under where I'm working. That's a bunch of garbage that I can throw out. So, how do I start this? You start at the bottom of where you want your design. Don't start at the top. You start at the bottom. Okay, so if I got some cute little design here, I'm going to build from here. So the first step is to draw a line that goes up, over, curls around, but stops. Kind of like a fish hook. And then you're going to double it. And it's got to stop. Now I'm going to envision what it would do as it curls and goes under, but I don't draw that. But then I leave a gap and draw it, just the part over here. You got to leave a gap. Then I take the inside one and I go out. Okay, then I take the bottom one and I extend it and make another fish hook going the other direction. It should curl down. Then I take this one from the other side and echo it, but I have to leave a little gap, so I have to stop there. Notice I did not draw a line going through because it's got to go under. All right, so you have to envision where this line would stop and where it would continue. Then I mentally look at this, where it would go. It's going to go under there, but I got to leave a gap for later on. So now I'm going to just put two little lines there. So I leave a little gap. That'll come into play later. Then I take the bottom mark, I envision, I think to myself, okay, it's going to go under, but I don't draw the line. I don't draw that line. I just think it in my head. And then I continue on from there. So I don't draw this line. I think it. All right, so I think about where it would come out. And then I draw another little fish hook going off to this side. Then I take the top little mark, envision where it would come out on the other side, and do a little fish hook. But then I got to leave a gap. And I do two little lines here. So I'm going to have a gap there, and you'll see what the gap is for later. But essentially what it's going to be for is so that we can draw this line that goes through them. Okay, but don't do it now. Now I'm going to take the bottom. You always take the bottom line, envision where it would come out, and do another little fish hook on the other side. And then you echo it. But I got to stop here because I want to eventually have a space. So then I just put two little lines here, lined up where it would be had I continued all the way to there. Then I take the bottom one and I fish hook down. Don't fish hook up, fish hook down. And then I'm going to echo it. And I got to stop here because I got to leave a gap. So then I got to mentally think about how far I'm going to go. And I put two little marks. And I always start with the bottom one, where it would come out. And then I'm going to do a little fish hook, curling down. And then I'm going to echo it. And it's okay if it goes under there. It's okay. Now I'm going to continue a little bit right there. But it's got to have a gap because I got to fit something in between there. So then I'm going to find the bottom one. Where does it go? Going to do a little fish hook. Then I'm going to do the second one. I'm going to echo it. Then I'm going to have two little marks with a gap. Then it's time for a fish hook on the other side, curling down but stopping. then echo. It's really important that these two little marks line up with the other side, and I'm ready for the two little marks. And again, these two little marks should look like they would line up with this guy if we were to have continued. We do not draw that there. That's just what we think about. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to take the bottom little short line, envision where it comes out, do a little fish hook, then I'm going to repeat it. Then two little marks, because that tells me where I'm going to continue. Start with the bottom one, do the fish hook, then do the top one with a fish hook, then two short little lines, because it would curl up. And this can go on and on and on. Then I take the bottom one, curl up, and then I'm going to echo it. Then two shorties. Gotta have a gap. Take the bottom one, go to the other side, fish hook, two shorties. Take the bottom one, fish hook, echo it, two shorties. Okay? So on and so forth. I could keep going with as much room as I wanted to fill up. Now I'm ready to do the two tracks. I'm going to start at the bottom where I started before, but I'm going to do it in another video.